Recently, the US diplomats visited pole-bound Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and met the opposition leaders. The delegation included Graham Mayer, Minister Counselor for Political Affairs, Gary Applegarth, First Secretary, and Abhiram Ghadial Patil, Political Counselor. They held a meeting with former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah at his Gupkar residence. This has fueled the growing speculation about the potential agenda and interference of the White House in India's internal politics. The scrutiny has further been intensified due to the recent events in Bangladesh, where the US has been accused of being involved in the regime change operation in Dhaka. It would not be too far-fetched to then believe that Washington wants to replicate the same strategy in New Delhi. The pamphlet examined a series of US diplomatic tours around the nation, conducted with the aim of meeting the Indian opposition leaders in the last few months, before and after the Indian general elections. To start with, let's talk about a series of meetings that have taken place between US Consul General Jennifer Lawson, who heads the American mission in Hyderabad, and the Indian opposition. Lawson had met Hyderabad Member of Parliament and AIMIM leader Asaduddin Owaisi on 12th of August 2024. During his trip, she has also met the Telangana CM Revanth Reddy and Chandrababu Naidu, the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh and the head of the Telugu Desam Party, that is TDP. This means that in less than 2 weeks, various delegations of US diplomats have met at least 3 prominent opposition leaders. In July this year, US Ambassador to India Eric Garcetti visited the eastern state of India, West Bengal. This was just a few days after the events in Bangladesh took off, and soon after, Modi completed his trip to Moscow. These 2 incidents are worth mentioning because when asked about what Washington was thinking about PM Modi's Moscow visit, Garcetti reminded in a stern tone that India-US ties stand the test of time and that he hopes that India remembers the basic principle of international relations. He also further reminded that US trust in India has resulted in the approval of selling the most exquisite jet engine technology to India, which America has not even sold to some of its closest allies. This reminder rather indicates that he was subtly trying to warn India to refrain from doing things that might go against the US interest. There are also speculations about his potential role in executing the regime change pogrom, disguised as student protest in Bangladesh that led to the fleeing of democratically elected leader PM Sheikh Hasina and the absolute chaos and disorder that ushered in with that. Interestingly, Garcetti had also taken part in the Hornbill Festival in Nagaland that kick-started on December 1st, 2023. During this time, he mentioned that the United States is joining Germany as the partner nations for this year's festival. During the festival, he had also met the leaders of the Baptist Church and the necessity for the US to collaborate with Nagaland in terms of providing potential economic link, physical and human infrastructure in the agriculture, health, tourism and business sectors. This incident could have been viewed in isolation had not the case of ongoing efforts toward a regime change and a probable request to Bangladesh PM Sheikh Hasina for acquiring St. Martin Island by a white person come into light. Nagaland is the border state in India and shares an international border with Myanmar. It also shares the state border with Manipur, which has recently seen some unrest between the Meitei Hindus and Christian Kukis over a High Court order regarding inclusion of the Meiteis in list of scheduled tribes. During the unrest too, Garcetti had been visiting West Bengal, where during one of his media interactions he expressed concerns over the violence and claimed that the US would assist in any way if asked. First of all, it was not for the US diplomat to interfere or even comment on India's internal matters. Secondly, and more importantly, the US with its own poor record of human rights should not quite be pontificating to India. Lastly, a US diplomat serving as the Assistant Secretary Bureau of South and Central Asian Affairs, Donald Lu, visited Chennai instead of the usual New Delhi in May this year. Lu is known as the master regime changer and had also visited Dhaka during this Indian subcontinent visit. Soon after his visit to Dhaka, violent protest engulfed Bangladesh, leading to the fall of Sheikh Hasina government. That Lu chose to go to the DMK ruled Tamil Nadu during his visit also raised quite a few eyebrows. It has been no secret that the DMK leadership has harbored and fueled secessionist sentiments to break away from India and have a separate Dravidian Nadu. BJP has also never quite managed to have a stronghold in Tamil Nadu in all these years, where regional parties along with support of Congress have managed to keep the politics in their hands. It must be noted that the regime change operation in Pakistan, where Imran Khan was unceremoniously removed as Prime Minister, was also speculated to have Donald Lu's hands in it. Yes, the Lu's visit to Chennai, therefore, which is ruled by one of the closest allies of Congress in the India alliance, does not sit well with India. Foreign policy in India has always been a central policy, and it is not a state subject. Hence, when US diplomats visit states where regional parties are in power, especially the opposition, it does raise quite a few concerns. India must do what is right to protect its interest.